Question 20. An estimate of the height of a tall building can be found using the formula, this one. So that's the height equals 4 times f plus 12, where the building is f floors high. I see. So if there were 2 floors, then the height would be 4 times 2 plus 12. Okay. A tall building is that many floors high. Oh, okay. So we could use the formula to find an estimate for its height, couldn't we? Okay, because we know how many floors it is. The real height of the building is 442 high. Okay. Seb uses the formula to find an estimate for the height of the building. Okay, good. He then finds the difference between his estimate and the real height. Show that this difference is less than 5% of the real height. All right, well, let's be Seb, and let's use the formula to find an estimate, shall we? So let's use the formula to find an estimate for the height. So the formula is that the height can be estimated by doing 4 times the number of floors plus 12. So that's 4 times 110 plus 12. So according to the formula, the building has an estimated height of 452 meters. Good. Now, actually, the real height, or the actual height, is 442 meters. Well, the estimate wasn't too bad, was it? It's only 10 meters out, right? Right, okay, so we've done that bit. Seb finds a formula to find the estimate of the height. He then finds the difference between his estimate and the real height. Well, the difference is 10 meters, isn't it? Okay. Show that this difference is less than 5% of the real height. Well, I wonder what 5% of the real height is. 5% of the real height is 5% of 442. Well, I know how to work that out. So I'm doing 5% of 442 on my calculator. And 5% of 442 is 22.1 meters. And look at that. The difference is 10, which is less than 5%. So I suppose I could just say here, 10 is less than 22.1, just to show that the difference of 10 is indeed less than 5% of the real height. Okay, that's number 20. Number 21. The table shows some information about the weights of 50 potatoes. Okay. Right, there you go. Some potatoes don't weigh very much, and other potatoes weigh more. Right. We've got a frequency polygon for the information in the table. The frequency polygon, it's not fully correct. Write down 2 things that are wrong. Well, you could have had 2 out of 3 possibilities here. So one thing that's wrong with this is that the y-axis is not labelled. Okay, the y-axis should be labelled frequency or something similar. Well, frequency should have been what it was labelled. So one possibility is the y-axis isn't labelled. Another possibility is that in a frequency polygon, you wouldn't join up those points there. Okay, it's not a closed shape. So that's 2 possibilities so far. Now the third error, but you only needed to find 2, but the third error, looking at this, is about the plotting of this point here. That point has been plotted incorrectly because it should only be 6 high, and that point is 8 high. So that was the third error. You have to get 2 out of those 3 errors. So that's question 21. Question 22. The length of a pencil is 128 millimeters. Correct the nearest millimeter. Right, so that means it's not exactly 128 millimeters, perhaps, doesn't it? Here's 128. So 128 to the nearest millimeter. So that means that it must be 127.5 or it could go as high as 128.5. Now, I know if it was 128.5, it's around to 129, but we know that, and that's why that's a harsh inequality there. So 127.5, 128.5. Let's do question 23. Question 23. Tom and Adam have a total of 240 stamps. The ratio of the number of Toms to the number of Adams is 3 to 7. I'm just going to write that down. Tom to Adam is 3 to 7. I'm going to write a total column as well, because it's often useful to have a total column with ratios. Okay. Tom buys some stamps from Adam. All right. The ratio of the number of Tom stamps and the number of Adam stamps, it's changed. Okay. Well, we'll deal with that in a minute, shall we? Let's start off by going back to the beginning. Tom and Adam have a total of 240 stamps, and they're in this ratio. Let's work out how many they had each, shall we? So the ratio 3 to 7 has a total of 10, and you know that actually they had a total of 240. So we've multiplied by 24 here. So that means that to start with, Tom had 3 24s, 72, and Adam had 7 times 24, 168. So that's how they were split originally, right? Okay. Now Tom buys some stamps from Adam, okay? And then the ratio changes. So now, after buying the stamps, let's do this bit in blue. After buying the stamps, Tom and Adam, the ratio is now 3 to 5, which has a total, of course, of 8. So how am I going to work out how many they have each now? Oh, well, I suppose it's still 240 in total, isn't it? Okay, so the 8's been multiplied by 30. So that means that Tom is going to have 90 stamps. Adam's going to have 150. How many stamps did Tom buy from Adam? Well, Tom used to have 72, and now he's got 90. So he must have bought 18, mustn't he? And look at that. Adam's gone down by 18 as well. So the answer is that Tom bought 18 stamps from Adam. Okay, that is number 23.